nation, and it was a great place to begin our visit to Africa. Our next stop was Tanzania. We were met by the President Kikwete and Mrs. Kikwete, as well as Tanzanians. They were dancing, and they were playing great music, and there was also some unexpected fashion. I thought the dresses were pretty stylish. But my good wife reminded me that I shouldn't expect to see them flying off shelves in American stores anytime soon. As we drove from the airport to our hotel, there were tens of thousands of people who lined the motorcade route to show their gratitude to the American people. And many of them were smiling, and they were waving, and they were holding flags. It was an unbelievable sight. Sunday morning began with a meeting with President Kikwete at the State House. The President told me that relations between our nations are the best they have ever been. He said that America's support is helping Tanzania improve education and dramatically reduce malaria. He gave me a memorable gift. Laura said we probably need another pet. A little worried that Barney might be slightly intimidated. Following our meeting, we signed the largest Millennium Challenge Compact in the history of the program. The $698 million agreement will support Tanzania's efforts to improve transportation and energy and its water supply. At a news conference, I called for Congress to reauthorize the emergency plan for AIDS relief, to maintain the principles that have made it a success, and to double our initial commitment to $30 billion over the next 5 years. The President to say, and I want to quote him on this, if this program is discontinued or disrupted, there would be so many people who lose hope. Certainly there will be death. My passionate appeal is for PEPFAR to continue. I couldn't agree more with the President, and hope every member of the United States Congress hears that appeal. They should also hear about the HIV/AIDS clinic at the Amana District Hospital, where Laura and I visited with the President and Mrs. Kikwete on Sunday afternoon. The clinic opened in 2004 with the support from PEPFAR, and two thoughts struck me on the visit. First, this program is saving lives. There are tangible results. When I visited Sub-Saharan Africa in 2003, 50,000 people were receiving medicine to treat HIV/AIDS. When I visited again last week, the number had grown to more than 1.3 million. At the clinic, we visited with a man and woman who learned they had HIV while they were dating, but went on to get treatment, get married, and have a little baby boy who is HIV-free. We saw many others who have new hope because of PEPFAR, including a 9-year-old girl who is HIV positive. She was smiling at the clinic with her grandmother because, sitting at the clinic with her grandmother because her mom and dad had died of AIDS. For the past year, Catholic Relief Services has been paying for the girl to receive treatment at the clinic. And I want to tell you what her grandmother said. As a Muslim, I never imagined that a Catholic group would help me like that. I am so grateful to the American people. The second important point is that PEPFAR is allowing African nations to lay the foundation for a health system that does more than treat HIV/AIDS. When patients report to the clinic, they're given a series of tests. They get results quickly from a laboratory on site, and they can receive treatment in the same place. I was struck by the devotion and the professionalism of the clinic staff. They spoke proudly about the rigorous training they've received and the meticulous way they instruct patients on how to take their medicine. One nurse said PEPFAR funds are helping them to treat more patients while providing more privacy. This is helping extend lives, reduce the stigma of HIV/AIDS, and build the health infrastructure that will save many more lives in the future. On Monday, we traveled to the northern part of Tanzania. We passed Mount Kilimanjaro and drove past a lot of people who were lying in the street on the way to Arusha. Of course, that's where the Sullivan Foundation is going to have its next meeting. You'll like it up there. And the people will like seeing you. It's also the front lines of Tanzania's fight against malaria. Laura and I visited the Meru District Hospital, and we saw moms and babies that were overcoming this disease. When new mothers bring their babies, the hospital immediately tests them for malaria and HIV. Nurses distribute bed net vouchers, which mothers can use to buy insecticide-treated bed nets from local retailers at a 75% discount. I was concerned about the 75% discount. And so I announced a new effort, and that is to distribute an additional 5.2 million bed nets free of charge. And that would be enough for every child in Tanzania between the ages of 1 and 5. It is irresponsible to sit on the sidelines knowing that young babies are needlessly dying across the continent of Africa and elsewhere. And I was really pleased to be able to kick off this new initiative by handing out bed nets to this young mother. So it made sense to go to the local factory where the bed nets are produced, called A to Z Textiles. On the floor of the newly opened facility, we saw the nets produced in a clean, safe working environment. The owner explained that the factory employs 1,200 local workers. If we're helping projects in Africa, we want those projects to employ people from the country in which we're helping. And the vast majority of those workers are women. He takes great pride in supplying bed nets to Zanzibar, where the percentage of infants has dropped from about 20% to less than 1% in 2 years. He called America, the American people's efforts to fight malaria, a godsend. And I agree. I thank him for his good work and was honored to see stacks of these life-saving nets bearing the name, the United States of America. In the afternoon, we visited the Maasai Girls' School, where we received an unbelievably stirring welcome from the students. This school is led by a Catholic nun who is on my left, which empowers girls who have long lacked education. The girls receive scholarships from our African Education Initiative. The girls sang these lyrics: "Look at us, listen to our voices. Today we can study because of the American people." It was a stirring anthem. We also met a group of Maasai men. These guys can flat jump. Unbelievably powerful experience for Laura and me, and it was a great way to close our trip to Tanzania. Early Tuesday morning,